What's going on, guys? LordKing here again, back with another Dragon Ball Super review, more specifically Dragon Ball Super episode 89. So I'm going to go straight into it without talking about anything else. First of all, we find out Goku, he's trying to find Master Roshi and Tien to sign up for the tournament, and then he goes to Kami House and he speaks to Oolong, and he finds out that Tien and Master Roshi are both actually at his new dojo, and Goku's a little bit surprised by this. Tien is basically, when they get there, Tien's basically teaching his students how to power up and could do almost a key rise, and he basically then demonstrates it, and it's quite cool to be honest, just watching these sort of mortal people seeing how someone actually does it. We then meet almost the bad person of the episode, which is Yurin, this girl we see, as we'll come on to later, as to who she actually is. And then we see quite a weird sort of scene where I'm sure we're all used to, where Master Roshi is quite weird and he does this whole fancying thing, so I'm sure you guys are all aware of him doing that. So we basically see that classic Roshi. He basically then picks her up and takes her away, saying he's going to take care of her, which again was quite odd. We'll go further into that a little bit later. She's basically in a mini skirt, and then Roshi again is trying to be weird, and it's quite an odd thing. He's kind of gone from being this like old sort of creepy guy into being a quite full-on pervert. So I'm not too sure how the dub is going to do this, because obviously where a few years ago where this would have been fine in the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, it was fine for Roshi to do, but in this sort of new things being on air with this like politically correct, publicly correct and all that sort of thing, PC world, I'm not too sure how good that will come off if they do it in the dub. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it, or they may just leave it the same. But it'll be good to find out. So basically, Goku asks Tien to join, and he says no. He offers him 10 million Zeni, but he says no. And then we basically see Yurin, the villain, says that she wants to use magic to mind control the students of the dojo, basically, to defeat Tien. The day then goes to a break. We come back and we see Universe 6. We see this cauliflower person again that we saw in the last episode, which was quite cool to see, because Kaba is gone to try and recruit her for the tournament. So Kaba shows his Super Saiyan technique, and then he basically asks Cauliflower, however you want to pronounce it, to join. She's quite interested. Now the best part about this is we actually see the person who we all know is Broly, the female Broly sort of character, and her name is Kale, I believe. I thought this was the cauliflower person, because I thought it was a different sort of person. They made the art a little bit different, and then also on top of that, I thought maybe they made the art a little bit different, and then also she was the main sort of person. I didn't expect it to be two separate people, but okay, so now we know there is two separate people. We go back to the Tien's new dojo, and we see all the students have become these zombie sort of like characters, and basically just being mind controlled by Yurin, the villain of this episode, who, I say villain, I use the term very, very loosely. She's the antagonist. Goku and Tien basically take the scrolls off the students' faces in a quite a cool little martial arts scene. We then see Master Roshi basically tries to take on Yurin. This was quite cool. I really like the music they use in these sorts of scenes. They've been doing it quite a lot in these sort of more novelty scenes. They're quite cool sort of Chinese music. It reminds me a lot of like Kung Fu Panda sort of style things, and it basically shows Master Roshi dodging all of her attacks when she's fighting him, and basically just absorbs one of the shots and say, "Is that all you got?" Pretty much. It was quite a cool sort of moment to see Roshi doing what he originally did, and she basically then falls over, whatever, and Roshi sees up her skirt, and he blushes doing the Roshi thing, and he then gets kicked in the balls, which was which was probably the funniest sort of moment of the episode, to be honest. Basically, she then takes control of Roshi, putting one of her mind control scroll things on his head, and it makes him go into his muscular form. Roshi then basically tries to fight Tien, and Tien uses the forearm technique, which was quite cool. I know a lot of people who are actually Tien fans wanted to see this in the anime for a hell of a long time since he originally used it, so it was very, very cool to actually see this come back. And then the bit that actually annoyed me the most on this episode was Roshi beat Tien in this form with absolute ease. Now it just annoyed me because of the fact where all of the recruitments we've seen, everyone gets their moment to shine, and they all get to do the very, very cool thing that they do best. So Android 17, we saw he looked incredible doing what he did. He powered up and fought Goku in his blue form. Krillin again fought in his blue form, doing quite a cool moment. Everyone. Gohan had one of the best ones, and then Tien just kind of got dismissed and beaten with such ease. They put in the forearm technique, but he beat him with such ease. So it was a little bit annoying, but it showed Roshi being quite cool, which I enjoyed quite a lot. So once Tien's defeated, Goku then came down and tried to spar with Roshi, and there was a really cool moment again with using the music. This may be a different musical, another sort of very cool sort of music in the background, and they were basically going back and forward. And Goku was saying he hasn't felt this sort of power in a while. His hands were tingling, and he knows that Roshi's been training a hell of a lot because this is his true sort of power, and he's pretty happy to have him in the team, basically, it seems. Goku's only fighting in base form, but again, the whole power scaling thing is redundant, where you would think Goku in base form would actually absolutely annihilate Master Roshi, but apparently not. Well, it was relative, to be honest. It was entertaining to see, but I think we all need to remember that it is only the power scaling thing is for our entertainment. Power scaling is not always the most legitimate thing. Goku then says he's going to use his Kamehameha, and he asks Tien, he's sure he knows Tien will do the right thing. He basically gets Chiaotzu to use his telekinesis, lifts Yurin's skirt, and then she can't mind control Master Roshi anymore, and the Kamehameha hits him, and Roshi is then defeated, where the scroll basically burns off his face. Yurin says that she was originally annoyed that because Tien didn't train her originally, and that is the petty reason as to why she'd come back to defeat Tien. I know it's an awful reason, but it's a good way to get Tien into the team, I guess. Tien then invites her to stay at the dojo and train with her, and basically Tien and Roshi join the team, and that basically ends the episode. But it says that there is 8 hours left. The team has been assembled, and there is only 8 hours left until the tournament, so it's coming really quite quickly now. Next week, which I thought was this, again, I said last week's episode was the best one with Gohan, but this could be the best episode, where we see Gohan and Goku training, and Gohan trying to reach a new level. So it could be the best one yet, so we'll find out very soon, I guess. That wraps that up, guys. Thank you as always for watching or listening. I'm sure you may have seen the Dragon Ball Xenoverse gameplay in the background, but thank you as always for listening to the review. I have been LordKing. Please tune in next week for the same one, same time. Thank you. Goodbye.